Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Rayleigh here again. So, I'm going to go over my trade for the day. Today is Friday, December 3rd, 2021. I had a decent green day today, and shout out to Ethan if you're watching this. Um, Basically, I got faked out on this bull trap yesterday. Took a big hit on my account. It's a pretty big hit. Um, Lost 16% on the contracts. And basically, Ethan was telling me, hey, I don't think you should let that, uh, put you back to paper trading. He said I should be persistent. And, I was kind of thinking about that overnight. And I think that it's important that I put, excuse me, I think it's important that I put real capital on the table. Um, because that will make me really, really work hard to find these high quality setups and, keep my risk tight and really just keep me more active in my trades, if that makes any sense. Um, so today I played 7 days till expiration, which is what I normally do. I normally play 6 to 7 days till expiration. The contracts are pretty expensive. Here I bought at 679, sold at 744. So that's quite a bit of money. I could probably only buy two of these contracts with my entire account, so that's a little nerve wracking. Buying, spending that much on one contract. However, um, I'd rather do this and have less volatility on the price of the contract than buying like 0 days till expiration and blowing my account while I'm learning. So as long as I'm safe, playing expiration that's pretty far out, really working on my setups and taking quality trades, then, I won't blow my account. So I'm kind of just making it a challenge with myself. I'm going to work really, really hard to, I really don't want to lose too much more money. I have a dollar amount in my head. If I get under that amount, there's no shot that I'm going to keep trading cash. But for now, I'm just going to keep grinding, keep making these videos, and hopefully I'll improve. So today, let me give you guys some market context. I'll show you what I was seeing before the market opened. And yes, I know everyone was saying there's a lot of lines on my chart. So I actually deleted everything and started fresh this morning. It might not look a whole lot better, but I promise you it's a whole lot better. I really took quite a bit of lines off of my chart and started from scratch. So just to show you guys what I do, I start at weekly, just draw out any trend lines I see. Well, today I actually just started with only chart patterns, trend lines, and key levels that I saw. And then I went back and did supply and demand, so that I could really focus on these levels and see where I should look for quality trades to take. So I started at weekly, went down to daily, um, just found I had some daily key levels in here, and then the rest of the key levels I did on hourly. I'm not going to get too into depth on charting. That would take a really long time, but I do want to show you guys this trade. So basically at market open, I was seeing this pretty nice, I'm really kind of considering myself a scalper right now. That will, let, once I am playing more than one contract, I will let contracts ride the trend. But for now, I'm just taking profit quick. So I'm looking for high quality setups, and I will take profits at my very first price target, but eventually I might, hold till, you know, uh, I'll hold the contracts a lot longer and ride the trend. So eventually this will become a lot more profitable. But I saw this nice downwards trend line here. Oops, my bad. Saw this nice downwards trend line here. We were respecting it pretty well. And you can see we attempted to break out here. So I was like, okay, maybe there's a possibility we could go bullish today. We also had this kind of double bottom higher low right here, and we were forming demand on the way up. And then we were tightening into this pennant right confluent with this downwards trend line. So I was really, liking the look of this. Excuse me. I was really liking the look of this to play at market open. I always chart these and I'm like, dude, that's perfect. It's gonna break out right at market open, and it never happens that way. So, with this context, we were up here and I saw us struggling to get above supply even before market opened. Let me see here. Oh, why am I going down there? So I'll go to the 5 minute. Basically, I'll just show you both at the same time. So NQ was kind of similar. Downwards trend line, not nearly as clean, but we were still respecting it. We had kind of one touch there, another touch there, and then we were coming down, but we weren't really as bullish on NQ. So I wasn't really that interested in a bullish play on NQ, only ES. If I would have seen that setup trigger during market hours. But so we had, all right, I'm just going to go down to the 5 minute now. Sorry, it's a mess as always, but okay. Okay, so so just to be like transparent with everyone, I got something, let's just say, that elevated my emotions happened this morning. So I was pretty emotional this morning. I had a lot on my mind. And I started charting to take my mind off of it. I figured I might as well go ahead and do my daily routine. It's very important to stay consistent with this, and I want to train myself to have very strong mental capital while trading. So I went ahead and did my charting, and I said, hey, I'll just take, if I see a really good setup, I'll take it. But I'm sitting on my hands today, which is what I should do every day. But I was very cautious today. Knowing that my emotions were elevated. So at the open, we rallied up, rejected pre-market highs. You could have gotten short here, but I wasn't really liking it because I was also looking for us to bounce here on this pennant and continue upward maybe. Once we sold off here, I was kind of just like, this left me in the dust. I wasn't going to chase it. I kept looking at the 1 minute, couldn't really find any clean entries. But eventually on the 5 minute, we had a little pullback down here, even though it is very overextended. Let me see real quick. So, where is it? So we had broken down below this hourly downwards trend line I showed you earlier. So I was looking for a short entry at this point because now I know that we were following the downwards trend line. So then down here, we had this pullback, right? We bounced out of supply or demand, and I instantly saw, sellers were in control. This did not last very long. You can see it, all of the selling pressure. And every time we came up, it would just keep going back down. It was just hanging around here. And I was like, okay, this is where I know my analysis has gotten better, because at this point, I was looking at NQ just because we were already below pre-market lows. We crushed below pre-market lows right here, and we were basing. I was saying, okay, I just want to see a nice clean basing candle close below pre-market lows. And then as soon as it closes, I'm going to go ahead and enter. Put my stop loss right above this candle. So I put my stop right above the the basing candle. And let me go ahead and read from my notes. Sorry, I'm trying to speed this up, make it as quick as possible. So what was my plan before entering? I saw that ES quickly rejected pre-market highs and sold off hard after the open. NQ broke a pennant to the downside and began selling off as well. The trade was fairly overextended, but we had not had a decent pullback yet until the basing candle. And we actually did, like I said, rallied out of demand, and sellers still brought us back down. So that was another good confirmation. That means we're testing demand twice, because we go in, come out, go back in. So it's not as high quality anymore. All rallies were being sold into, and it was obvious that the sellers were in control. So I waited patiently for the basing candle to close below pre-market lows on NQ, like I said, and then bought puts anticipating a DBD below this level or another leg lower. For any of you not an invested trade, this means drop-based drop. It's a continuation technique, a continuation pattern for bearish trends. So I especially liked how the basing candles were green to make price look attractive to the upside. Also saw that NQ had used demand below that was low probability. So yeah, you can see here, this is like it's been used 4 times, and I really was not confident that this demand was going to work. So that was another confirmation on NQ. We were already below pre-market lows, had closed below. We even went back above on this. We went back above on this candle I bought in on, and rejected it again. So boom, confirmation. We closed below, we rejected, based below, and then we rejected again. So this is beautiful. I literally entered as soon as that candle closed. Let's see. I entered at 10 o'clock and 2 seconds. Set my stop up here because that would invalidate the downtrend, because we would be forming a DBR. We would be rallying out of demand, and I did not want to see that right now. So we didn't hit my stop, and this scalp worked out perfectly. Let me go back here. I was watching the weekly key level on ES for a close below this level to stay short. So I wanted to see this drop candle, which is confluent with the drop candle over here, same time. I wanted to see this close below the weekly key level, and even better, I wanted to see it close below pre-market lows. But at least to stay short over here, I wanted to see it at least close below this weekly key level. And on NQ, I also wanted to see it close below the start of the 2-hour use demand. I had a very in quick, out quick mentality. And you see, we kept getting, sellers would bring us back down here quite a bit. And buyers just kept kind of bringing us back up. As soon as we closed this candle and I saw that lower wick, I was out. I was not playing around. We were in demand. We closed above the weekly key level, and we were still above pre-market lows here. So we were hesitating above pre-market lows in demand. So this was just a real quick in and out scalp, and I'm actually really proud of this one. This is really showing how much my analysis has improved. But real quick, I'll go through the rest of this. So why did I enter? I was looking for a pullback and DBD entry for trend continuation. It was obvious that sellers were in control, and if I was able to find a valid entry, I wanted to join in on the move. Let me move this over real quick. In hindsight, it was a bit overextended, but while watching the basing candles close, every time price came back up, it was instantly brought back down by sellers. This gave me additional confidence in the trade, along with the fact that it rejected and closed below pre-market lows, and it came back into demand over here. So we did not want to rally outside of demand. Did I follow my plan? I followed my plan perfectly. My first price target was actually this 1-hour demand down here below this weekly key level, or if we struggled there, I would take profit there as well. Since I was not expecting this. Well, actually, sorry. First thing I wanted to look for is this 4-hour key level. And if we struggled there, I'd take profit. Then if not, I wanted to watch these areas. So since the very used demand caused a lower wick and we were unable to close below the weekly key level on ES, I took profits here. As soon as the candle closed, I sold right here. So my stop loss was at the upper wick of the basing candle. We talked about that. It gave it a little bit of wiggle room, but not much since we were in demand. It also would prove that the demand zone was working and a DBR was forming if we came above that level, and that would invalidate my short thesis. So it's a valid stop loss. And why did I exit where I exited? Like I said above, sellers were in control. They were still in control, and I could see it, but I saw the momentum die out, and we were kind of iffy at these levels, and I didn't want to mess around. I liked the contracts were pretty inflated just because we moved down so quickly, so I just wanted to lock in profits. So we struggled to push into the 2-hour used demand on NQ and ended up closing above. ES was also not dropping like I would like due to the weekly key level as well as pre-market lows. If this drop candle would have powered through the weekly key level and pre-market lows, this one right here, then I would have stayed short on NQ, and this would have been a fantastic scalp. I think it already was pretty decent, but you can't be angry with profits. So did I follow my plan? I followed it, but I still played it defensive. There's nothing wrong with taking profits while they're there, especially when we get a quick move in which volatility inflates the premiums. What can I do better? I want to look for higher quality entries, maybe go down to the 1 minute and see if a chart pattern's forming, or if we had a shorter time frame pullback or DBD, I could have entered on this for a better risk to reward while it wasn't overextended. But overall, like I said, I'm very happy with this scalp. It shows me the value of executing and putting risk on the table when you see the opportunity. I very well could have been like, nah, we're in demand, I'm not going to take this. But I was watching price action along with the volume, and this was literally perfect. Huge drop, green basing candle with mostly selling pressure, so they wanted to make this look attractive to the upside. Rejected pre-market lows after coming below them, based, and then we had this volume spike and push down further. So yeah, like I said, overall, I'm pretty damn happy with this trade. Once again, shout out Ethan for keeping me dedicated to trading cash. This shit's a lot more fun when you're trading cash. But once again, I'm just working up my confidence, and it's going to take a while. And also, thank you guys very much for watching these videos and giving any feedback. I really do appreciate it. This is already, I feel like, after 3 videos, it's already starting to make me better. So I appreciate every single one of you guys, and hope you guys have a great weekend.